Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming down to this session on how to crack NATA 2020 in 20 days. So I hope all of y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, can you please type in, there's a small little questions tab. Can you please type in yes if you can hear me? Yes, I'm getting a few yeses. Okay. Right, I'm getting a few yeses. So, right. Okay, fine. That's good. All right. Now, let me just see who all are there. Okay, the next thing I would like to know is are any of you already students of DQ Labs or not so? Could you please type in, yes, I am a student of DQ Labs or I'm not a student of DQ Labs? Okay, good. Sai Snehal. All right. All right. So I'm getting a few yeses. I'm getting a few nos. Um, I'm looking for responses from everybody because one thing is I want to know whether y'all can hear me and whether y'all are following what I'm saying. Jagdish, Chaitanya Shri, I'm not sure if y'all are students. Ashutosh Gadwal, could you please respond? Santoshi, Sonal, Era Pratik. Okay, fantastic. Right. So this gives me an idea of how I can present this conversation um, the moment I have this information. All right. So I can present to you better. I can talk things which are more appropriate to you when I know the audience. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. So are y'all able to see my screen right now? Just confirm if you can see my screen. Yeah, okay, fantastic. Now let me also do one thing. Let me switch my webcam on so you can see who I am. And I can, all right, all right. So you'll be able to see me. Fantastic. Right. So I would firstly like to welcome you all. I still am not sure how many of you are students of DQ Labs currently and how many of you are not students of DQ Labs. So request all of you to please type that in. I got answers from Sai Snehal, Anusha Rajesh, Akash, Akash Kumar, Chaitanya Shri, but from the others, I'm not sure. So please type that in. All right. Fantastic. That's important that I know that. All right. The next thing I would like to know is which city are you from? Which city in India are you based at? If you all can type that out. So some of you all are based. Okay. Wow. No, Sai, I'm not Bhargav. I'm Dion. Yeah, Sai Snehal, I'm Dion. I'm not Bhargav. Okay. So good. I'm getting people from Hyderabad, Bakarpur, Kakinada, Bangalore, Chhattisgarh, Delhi. Wow, Kota. Fantastic. All right. Very interesting. Okay, fine. That's good. That's good. All right. Um, all right. So okay. One last question before I start. Which year are you all answering NATA in? Are you answering it this year or are you answering it next year? 2020, 2021, 2022? Could you please type that out? Okay. Okay. Right. So, okay. 2020. Most of y'all 2020. Sonal Joshi 2021. And Sai Snehal, if the lockdown gets over, yes, it should get over at some point of time. Let's hope everything is set for that. Um, yeah, yeah. So, okay. So most of y'all are this year. Snehal is sorry, Sonal and Sai Snehal are for next year. All right. So I can talk accordingly. So let me go ahead and do that. In the meantime, Neha, I'm not seeing Hia over here. So if you can connect with Hia Kakad and ask her if she could join, and that
Yes,
would be great.
will call.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, Sai Snehal, you're answering this year itself. Cool. Right. So I'm going to start off with the presentation right away. Um, today's webinar is on how to clear JEE Paper 2 and NATA 2020 in 20 days. All right. Now, just know that now if you have to finish these the portion for all these things within 20 days, assuming that the lockdown is going to get over and the NATA is still going to be held on the 31st of May, that's for sure. Then let's assume that. So then you need to be prepared till by then. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover how you need to attend classes online, how you need to prepare. Now, again, this could be either if you're deciding to um, join DQ Labs, if you've not joined already, or if you're already a student of DQ Labs, then what you need to do. All right. So we have the live interactive teaching. These are the live online classes done through webinars. We have evaluation and feedback, including on both aptitude as well as sketching. And then we have study material, and then we have full length tests. Okay, I think this number is wrong. It's not 20, it should be 15, but I will get that corrected. I'm sorry about this, but yeah, let me go ahead. All right. Now, the first thing I need all of you to do is create your account on edge.dqlabs.in. Rohit, I'm going to make you an organizer. Okay. So, Rohit, you can look at the questions and answer questions as well. I would like you to send this link to everybody, edge.dqlabs.in. All right. Thanks, Rohit. Now, Neha, you also could do that. All right. Now, the reason I'm asking you to do this is because this is a critical aspect of your preparation. Okay. And if you have to complete this in 20 days, then this is very important. Little background to the team. We are founded by two designers, Umesh and Sean. Umesh is an architect and a designer from IIT Delhi, and Sean is an engineer and a designer from IIT Delhi. All right, and both of them were classmates at IIT, and post IIT they worked with Jaguar Land Rover, they worked with General Motors, and they also founded DQ Labs. All right, so they founded DQ Labs um, and Example, um, DQ Labs and Example, and they've been educators since 2006. By the way, Umesh worked as an architect for 3 years after his graduation of architecture. And in his architecture, he was rank one, university rank one, and also in IIT, he was the topper, rank one. All right. Now, why I told you to open your account on DQ Edge is because DQ Edge is hosted on Example, and Example is a learning platform which has won the Design for India Award 2019, award given by NASCOM. All right. And Sean and Umesh are the founders of that, and I'm one of the co-founders of Example as well. All right. Um, right. So along with us here, we have we have Neha Joshi. Neha Joshi is also here on the panel and she could talk to you as well. Neha is an interior architect from CEPT Ahmedabad. If you know, she heads our Nagpur center and she's very much part of the core DQ Labs team. All right. Right. So the online classes, what you see now is something we have been doing since 2006. All right. So we have actually pioneered online classes for design sketching in 2006, and we've been doing it all along. So this is not a new situation to us. We do online classes for both sketching, aptitude, and the mathematics part. Personalized, the the important thing is that you get very specific feedback to your work. Okay, that is more important than anything else. So personalized sketching feedback and also personalized aptitude feedback, and I'm going to get into all these details in a bit and tell you what it is. All right. um, so I'm going to go further. Now, the first thing you need to understand, very critical when you start your preparation, and if you have only 20 days left, is what is the test structure overall? That is important. Okay. So we start off with with NATA. Let's start off with NATA. Of course, the dates have changed and the dates are unknown. So let me talk about the structure. So you have the overall test is out of 200 marks, and you have physics, chemistry, and maths only for 22 marks out of this 200 marks. Okay, so if you're stressed out about physics, chemistry, and maths, don't get stressed out. Okay, number one, it's not going to be too complex. Number two, it's not a major part of your test. Don't neglect it, but don't get stressed out. Don't let it stress you out. Okay, more important than PCM when it comes to NATA is your general aptitude. Okay, that is 25% of the paper, or 52 marks for the entire section. But the most significant part of the NATA test is the sketching part, which is over almost 65% of the paper is sketching. So you need to have fantastic sketching skills, number one. More than the sketching skills, you need to have fabulous ideas. All right. Sketching is broken up into two. Number one is the technical aspect of it. Number two is the creative aspect of it. Okay. Mm, there are a lot of students who come and say, "Oh, I already do know sketching," but a lot of y'all are familiar with fine art. Okay, fine art is not what they are expecting entirely in the NATA exam or the JE paper 2 for that matter. What they're looking for is a very technical understanding of sketching, number one. Number two, to look at a sketch and say, wow, this kid is talented. Okay. So there is a wow factor, and that wow factor is creativity. Okay. So now you need to build yourselves on both these aspects. All right. Right. Now coming down to JE paper 2, mathematics, or what they call a scientific ability. Okay. They've renamed it scientific ability, and that is there for 100 marks this year. Aptitude, in the aptitude is similar to the aptitude in NATA, and aptitude is for 200 marks, and sketching is again for 100 marks. So strategy: if you are good in your sketching, you have a very good chance to do well in NATA. If you're not very strong in sketching and kind of stronger in mathematics, then you have a very good chance of doing well in JEE paper 2. So you need to strategize that way. Answer both the exams. You never know where you'll do better. So answer both the exams is what we suggest. All right. Now, when it comes to calculating your scores, okay, um, there are two types of colleges you can get into. The first set is the colleges that only accept JEE paper 2, that is the NITs, the SPAs, and the centrally funded institutes, and then there are all the other institutes which go by NATA or JEE Paper 2. If you are considering colleges like NITs, SPAs, then they will only look at your JEE Paper 2 score and rank, and based on that rank, you can select your college. All right. But if you are looking at any other colleges, then they're going to see how you did in your boards, how you did in your NATA or JEE Paper 2. So they've take two things. One is your board and your qualifying exam. All right. And they give you 50% weightage for each. So both cannot be neglected, right? That's point number one. Point number two, when it comes to your qualifying exam, they will compare the two. They will see NATA as well as JEE Paper 2, and they'll see where you did better, and they will consider the better of the score. So you have an advantage there. Okay. For example, suppose a student gets 140 out of 200 in NATA and 240 out of 400 in JEE Paper 2. They'll bring it down to a base of 100, where they'll say, oh, this is 70 out of 100, this is 60 out of 100, so let us consider the NATA score over the JEE Paper 2 score. Okay, so did you all get that? That's a very critical thing you all need to understand. Then they will combine that with your board score, okay, and they will give you a ranking. Now, this is just an example, just to show you and give you an idea. But and the student with the topmost score will get rank 1, and then subsequently it'll go down further. All right. I hope this slide is understood by everybody. If you understood this, please type in yes. If not, please ask for clarifications and I will give that to you. All right. Neha is here yet? Have you been able to connect with here? Okay, so I'm getting yeses, so I will go down to the next
No,
slide.
Pia is not here as yet.
Okay, please
I
message
tried
her.
calling her thrice. Yeah, I've
Oh,
messaged her twice. I've called her thrice.
all right, that's fine.
Cynthia's not here. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, right. So the next thing is I'm going to start off with two things. Okay. Um, right. So there are three or four different things that you need to look at. Okay. One is you have either joined classes or maybe joining classes, and that's up to you. But whether you join classes or not, there is a certain level of self study that you need to do. Everybody needs to put it. Even if you're joining classes, it doesn't mean you join class and come back and say I'm done with the class. No, there is some certain level of self study that you need to do, which is very critical. All right. So you need to do. So we have some self study material. Then we have live classes, okay, or whether you're going to us or not going to us, going somewhere else, that's secondary, okay. But as long as you take the live classes and use it along with our self-study material. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the self-study material. All right. uh, I want everybody to log into DQ Edge and come here. Okay, so the online interactive classroom is similar to this format, all right, where you'll have a faculty who's talking, but what is different is like how I'm sharing my screen with you and you can see this presentation. They would be able to show your sketches and they can correct your sketches there. All right. The DQ Lab students, have you all been for these sketching classes? So you all are familiar with that? Please type in yes. We are familiar with the format. Yeah, and these online live classes go on throughout the year, and it's always needed to be done along with your DQ Edge. Okay. Then you have the live classes are for both sketching, aptitude, and physics, chemistry, maths. Everything is included, and all you need is this: what you're doing right now to access this webinar. All you need is your laptop, uh, a good Wi-Fi connection and a headset. All right. Now the next thing. Now coming down to the DQ Edge learning platform, which is this. Hold on. This is which is this. Okay. Now here you need to select your course. You need to select your course called NATA. All right. Right. Now, what do you get on DQ Edge? All right. And why is it so important that you access this properly? Right. So whether you're answering NATA or JE paper 2, this is your Bhagavad Gita. Okay. This is the rule book. So we have three sections. We have typically two sections here: learn and practice. Learn is like your digital textbook. It's got videos, it's got quizzes, it's got explanations, and I'll show you what all it has. Practice is when you want to test what you have learned. Okay, I've studied 20 chapters, so let me take a test. All right, so that's what practice is. Now both learn and practice, they have the sketch evaluation feature where you can actually upload your sketch, evaluate yourself, your faculty could evaluate you, and your peer group could evaluate you, and you could evaluate your peer group as well. And I'll get into the details of that. All right. So let me come down to digit uh, your learn part of it, right? So there are two aspects to learning. One is your learning sketching and the learning of aptitude. So first, let me start with learning sketching because that's where most of the students that we interact with have issues. All right. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to hide this. Right. So what you need to do is sign into DQ Edge, click on learn, and I'll show you how you can learn sketching. And this learning can be done completely by yourself. All right. Now, over here in this learn, you have all your topics placed here: math, architecture awareness, visual spatial ability, mental ability, reasoning, everything. Okay. Now, when it comes to learning sketching, I want you to click on design sketching. Now, when you click on design sketching, over here, there are multiple chapters. Okay, so this is like a subject by itself, and within the subject there are multiple chapters. Now if you see, this is perspectives, this is 2D graphics, this is shading, shadows, textures. Now perspective, shading, shadow, textures, human figures, animal figures, objects in perspective, these are all fundamentals. All right, these are fundamental things you need to know when you are learning sketching, right? Because it's like making cooking, making dal. You need the ingredients, right? So perspectives is part of the ingredients, shading, shadows, textures is part of the ingredients, and finally you are asked to make dal, which is your team sketch. Okay, or it could be a 2D graphic, that's also dal. Okay, if I can put it that way. But now let me show you in terms of your fundamentals. When you go to these are perspective basics. So what you do is you go here, you learn all these perspectives, all right? Um, and there are explanations for this: 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective. The complete explanations, figures are there. And it doesn't end there. There is also a video that explains what this is, right? So video explanations, something which is very important for you to understand, or rather it helps you understand better. Right, I'm going to just go through this. So you will find a video explanation. Okay, and there are exercises which you are required to do. Okay, so all these exercises are required. You see here exercise 5. All these type of exercises are important for you to learn. Now this is your fundamentals. Okay, now once you learn these fundamentals, then there are different videos of these. For every exercise there are fundamentals, and then you go to your class tasks that are given you. you're given certain tasks, you need to do this and you need to upload this. All right. And then you click on end. So this is your design sketching fundamentals. Once you're done with your fundamentals, then you come to theme sketch, right? And when you come to your theme sketch, again, you will have, a sample question with a sample drawing. Okay. Now you could do whatever you want. That's perfectly fine. But we're just showing you some examples of what is required of you. Okay. Now, for example, here there is another one. You are a bird on a nest, and you can see a young boy climbing the tree towards the nest. Draw the view, right? Now, what you see is you're using all your fundamentals, your human figures, animal figures. See, this is the animal's feet. Animal figure, you're using perspectives, you're using shading, shadows, and textures. So all of this helps you make your drawing. Okay, so that's why I said you need your fundamentals first, go through that, and you make this drawing. But it's not just that we just make this drawing and put it there. We show you how this drawing was made. All right. And I'm quickly going to zip through this for you so that you understand. Okay. How this drawing has been done from a blank sheet of paper, the complete drawing done right in front of you so that you can be comfortable. Okay. You can gain that confidence. That's more important. Okay. So similar, there are a lot of examples here, example sketches, example videos. So you can go through all of this. All right. So that's how you learn sketching. Okay. So coming back to my presentation, click on this design sketching, go to the sample sketches, go to the related videos. That will help you out. And you have all the topics there. Similarly, when it comes to learning aptitude, and I was talking to Hia a little while ago, and I think he has been able to join us. Okay. Now, he was telling me that she wants questions on the aptitude part specific to architecture awareness, right? Now, before I go to architecture awareness, I'll come down to that, but I'll just show you. Now, again, you have different chapters over here. Chapter one, different subjects. Okay, for example, visual spatial ability by itself is a subject. Then I'm going to click on that. In this, there are various chapters. Okay, say counting of cubes. Then there is an introduction to counting of cubes. All right, where you have your different variations and options. Okay, and then you go to the next topic, and then you'll have some kind of quizzes with the answers. And hold on. Right. So it's not loading for me. My internet is unstable. I hope you can see me. Are you all able to follow me right now? Because I'm not sure if my computer is working or not working. Could you please type in if you can see and hear me? I'm not sure if I've been disconnected from the computer, from the network. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I briefly had a outage in my. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. Right. So let me come here. Now, in this visual spatial ability, I showed you there are various chapters and subtopics, and in each topic there are various variations. Okay. Similarly, when it comes to architecture awareness, okay, let me pull that out for you. And this is an interesting thing because I think, as far as architecture awareness goes, this is the most comprehensive resource you will find anywhere in India. Okay. And a lot of students keep asking me, which book should I refer? Which book should I refer? And I always say that, any book you refer is outdated the day it goes in for printing. All right. Even when it goes for printing, it's already outdated, right? Because when it's an online system, we keep updating this every day, So I understand that some people prefer the feeling of having a book, but this is updated. All right. Finally, able to log back in. Okay. Now let me show you what you wanted. That is architecture awareness. So here you have buildings, building elements, building famous buildings, architects and their works. When we click on famous buildings, um, you are given the image, so you just go from one to the next. These are some important buildings. Um, so all these things are very important for you to go through. Okay. See, something like this is very critical. Yes, Chaitanya, I'll come to your question a little later. Okay, I'll come and I'll explain that. But right now, I'm just explaining to you how you can crack NATA and JE paper 2020, paper 2 2020 in 20 days. Okay, so I'll come down to that question later regarding the access to this. So, but these are very important buildings that you will find uh, and listed out. We've done a thorough search and we've written, you'll see something written about that building, some photographs so that you can understand and recall. Okay. And the way this is presented to you is very important. All right. Let me show you another one on the architecture awareness of famous architects and their work. Right. This is very important. Now, famous architects. Right. So you can go here, you can see some famous architects, understand this. Right. So now Frank Lloyd Wright, some of his work, some description about that work. Now, what happens is the way we organize this material over here is very, very easy for you to recall. Okay. Um, Sometimes you can just go and try and cram this in, but when you go to the exam, you just cannot remember where this is from. Now, if you see, we've given you different views of this, so you can probably understand. And if you see, now, Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay, you see a lot of flat, lot of nature embedded into his work. So you'll see that, you'll see that placed here as well, right? So it's very important. You will be able to build some kind of a relationship which will help you recall better during the exam. All right. So all this now you see Antonio Gaudi's style, right? His style is very different. But you may not now here we have Sagrada Familia, we have Patlo, Casa Mila. So all these so many things of his, but you see a pattern to his work, right? You see something very, weirdly built, very gothic, weirdly built, colorful. You can remember, okay, Antonio Gaudi is weird. Okay, so that's the kind of stuff. So it's placed here in such a manner that it becomes easier for you to recall, right? So I hope this slide you understood how you learn. Now we've completed the learn part of it, where we've done learn sketching and learning aptitude, right? I hope that's clear to you. The next section is practice, and practice is very critical for you to understand what you have learned, how well you have learned. Okay. Now, what happens is in general, what happens when you go and take a mock test? All it will give you is how many right, how many wrong, how many not answered, and maybe in each section what your breakup is, right? But there's a difference in using the exam play platform or the DQ Edge platform. The difference is DQ Edge will tell you specifically after the test, you study this topics immediately. You study these topics next once you're done with these topics. Okay. So we color code the topics for you, which is important to you. And what you get will be different from what your friend would get and would be different from what I get. Okay. Because it's looking at each of us in context and it's telling us what is important to you. So I may be very good in my sketching and very poor in my mathematics. So it'll tell me to study more mathematics. You may be much more familiar with your say sketching, but maybe your mental aptitude ability may not be that. So it tells you a specific, it gives you a specific strategy, and how it does that is interesting. Okay, so when you click on the practice section, you'll find this. You'll find NATA mock test. You'll find past year question papers and things like that. There's a question from Santoshi. Are there any particular topics to learn in math, chemistry, and physics, or all? So Santoshi, the syllabus has been given to you. Okay, it's there in the. If you go through the NATA brochure, it's there. Okay, and even if it's not there, what if you can't find it? Just come here down to this learn section, and in this learn section, you'll find physics. Okay, these are the topics that you need to prepare for. Similarly with chemistry and mathematics, physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Okay, so whatever you need is here. This is mathematics. All right, so just go by that. Now, can you please open one JE and one NATA and show me whether drawing is there or not? Of course, I'll show you that. Okay, I'll come down to that here, but I just want to tell you how it prompts you what to study. Okay, so you have a regular MCQ question, which is one question, four answer options, and a submit button, which is called a regular MCQ. But what we have in DQ Labs is a multi-dimensional MCQ, which is a DQ Labs invention and patent applied. All right. So now what's happening is we are not only asking you, or let me throw this question out to you. Okay, the Petronas twin towers are located in which country? South Africa, China, Malaysia, or USA? Can anyone answer this? It's an open question to everybody. Okay, I'm getting some answers. All right, fantastic. So many of you are getting this right. Uh, but if you go to see, there are only three ways you can answer this question, right? Uh, Number one is you look at the question and you know the answer. I look at the question, I know it's Malaysia, right? That is method one. The second method is, and that's when you click on knowledge. Okay, the second one is I look at the question, I'm not sure of my answer, so I look at the answer options and then I say, okay, it's Malaysia, right? So there, I'm first looking at the answer options and then saying Malaysia, then choosing it. So um, that is elimination. So then I click this yellow button called elimination. And the third button is, even if I do both the first two methods and I still can't get the answer, I'll just randomly click Malaysia and say random choice. Okay. So this is very important that you understand, and I will come down to the rest. All right. Right. So let me show that to you. I'll click on practice. Okay. Now here, there is a NATA mock test. I'll show you the NATA mock test. So let me click on this NATA mock test one. So there is section one and section two. Section one is aptitude, and let me come here. Okay, now I'll click on this question. So this question, say I actually solve this and click on formula, right? Hold on. Let me go to another test. All right. Oh, My internet is giving a little trouble. Right. So at the end of the test, it'll tell you, you can click on, you'll get a test report. In the test report, you can click on my answers, and then there is score anatomy. If you click on my answers, um, if you click on my answers, you'll see how many right, how many wrong, how many not answered, and what is the answer, what is the answer explanation. All of this information is what you will get. But you will also get how many questions you got right using your knowledge, how many questions you got right using elimination, and how many questions you got right using random choice. Okay, this is a critical part of this test, and DQ Labs is the only institute that gives you this information. Why is it important? Because if you use your knowledge and get the answer right, fantastic. But if you use your knowledge and get the answer wrong, that is a danger. Okay, so that means you think you know it first of all, then you take all the trouble to go in and solve that answer and answer that question, and the third thing is you get it wrong, right? That is the worst place to be in. So high focus needs to be given on these particular topics, okay, which you used your knowledge and then got wrong. Second priority is what you used elimination and got wrong, and third priority is the rest of the topics. Okay, so right. Now, what's going to happen is you will get reports like this at the end of it, and it's very critical for you to go through these reports. All right. You'll get some time-based analytics as well. Now, okay, and here's the critical part. How do you prepare for NATA 2020 in 20 days or GE paper 2 in 20 days, right? That comes out here, because in the next 20 days, these are the topics you need to study upon immediately. Okay, so these are the topics where you used your knowledge and got them wrong, and it's showing you over here. I'll bet you nobody else can show this to you. Okay, and it's very important that you do that. Once you're done with these cards, then you get the orange topics, and then finally these are the green topics which we say, listen, don't study these. You are already good at this. Don't study. Don't worry about it. Study the other topics. So your time is managed well in the next 20 days. All right. And yes, I can do that. Okay. So now here I wanted to see a mock test. All right. So this is section 1, which is the aptitude I just showed you, and this is section 2, which is the drawing. Okay, and in the drawing, there's question 1, question 2, and question 3. Okay, so all these questions are there, and if I possibly open a JEE paper mock test as well, again in JEE paper 2, you'll still find the questions, and you'll still see these are questions, the drawing section, right? So this is the question: drawing the image of the given sketch, 3.5 times in large size, so 3 times larger. Okay, and similarly, draw a picture of your favorite film star's realistic face. Okay, so these are the type of questions that come in J paper 2, and you can take this and you can answer these. Okay. I'm having little trouble with my internet, and let me go tell you that all these mock tests are the same format. Okay, oh, it's asking me to buy this. Okay, there's something. It's asking me to buy this, so um, there's some issue that I'm facing, but all the questions are this way. Sorry. Just give me 1 second. Nisha, Rohit, Rohit,
Yeah, dear.
yeah, could you please get into DQEdge and ask Nisha to give me access to all these tests? For some reason, I don't have access.
Yeah,
Okay?
sure, sure. I'll do that.
Yeah, do it right away, please. All right. Thank you. Yes. So this is the critical plan for you if you need to crack NATA 2020 in 20 days or JEE, right? So this is your plan. And the third thing is your attempt strategy. So you're sitting in the exam hall, you're looking at the question, you're wondering whether to answer the question or not. So most of the time, don't you go through this way? Just before the exam, you'll go through your books, you'll say, oh, I've studied this, I've studied that, I've not studied this, I've not studied that, and you'll try and recall, right? That is exactly what this topic is. Now, what we are doing here is we are telling you that these are the topics. If you see questions from these green topics, answer these questions immediately. If you see questions from these red topics, hold on, don't answer it immediately. Look for the other things and come back here, because if you go for this, you may, lose time and you may get this wrong. All right. So chances are better if you uh, use this strategy, right? So this is how you can maximize your score. Okay, you can strategize which questions you want to answer and maximize your score. All right, that's the way it goes. All right. Now, so far what I've showed you is this. I've showed you learn. I've showed you practice. Right. Now it comes to the question, what can DQ Labs do for you? Okay, so for those who have already joined DQ Labs, okay, you need to ensure that you get feedback and all these things, right? And those who have not joined yet, for you, it is very important that the most important part of learning is the feedback loop that you get, right? And for the person who's giving you the feedback loop, uh, they need to be enabled, and I'm going to show you how me as a faculty I am enabled. Okay, now say you are a student of my class and you're part of this online class for Malaysia. Okay, and say I am teaching you a subject called visual spatial ability, right? Now I need to know the performance of every student of mine, right? So me as a faculty, I can look into your reports and I can get that and help you directly. But I can also click on the student performance and see how my students are doing well. If I click on this, I can see my top performing students, all right, and how they have performed. If I click on this, then I can see the students who have not paid attention or not completed. Okay, and if I similarly, I can see how many of my students have actually understood concepts and not. Okay, so this is the first way I can enable my students. My faculty can tell the student, talk to students or encourage them. The second thing is, if me as a faculty, I need to teach topics again, which are the topics I need to teach? So number one is, I can see that most of my students are not doing well in these two topics. They're doing reasonably okay in these topics and doing very well in these topics. So if I have to teach and enable my students to learn better, um, then I just one second. Okay. So if I can enable scientifically tell students how they can do, then that is good for me, right? As a faculty. So similarly, I can see how my students are performing across various tests, and this is of course important to me as a faculty. But how it's important to you as a student to know that your faculty has these analytics and they can help you out. So please feel free to reach out to them and say, I need help with this, please help me. Okay, so unless you reach out to them, it's very difficult for them to judge. Okay, now the next thing is, when you, like I mentioned earlier, when you take a test, you'll get these reports. Okay, so I'll show you these test reports. So if you come here, you can click on tests. Okay, and you'll get a report like this. Okay, how many you use through knowledge formula, and you'll get this kind of a set of suggestions, right? This is what I showed you: what to study immediately, what to study next, and what to study last, right? This is the information you'll get. Now, if you have the patience to go through all of this, well and good. If you don't have the patience, you know what? You will get a suggestions tab like this. Just follow this suggestion. Okay. And if you click on this, it will take you to that particular subject in the learn part of it, where you click on this and you learn the topic and you can go forward. All right. So that's where you do better. Okay. So the system will tell you where to go next. All right. So that's important. So I've covered all of this. Right. Now, finally coming to sketch evaluation, how how do you really need to prepare for your sketching evaluation? All right. I'll show this to you. Now, say this is the sketching part of the test. Okay. I'm going to just refresh my page. So for the questions which you had, I'm going to open any mock test. Okay, this is mock test 2. Okay, here you have the questions and drawing. Okay, drawing question 1, drawing question 1, drawing question 2, drawing question 3. So absolutely any of the mock tests you select. Okay, I'm just going to click a random mock test 9. You'll not only have the aptitude, but you'll have a drawing question as well. Okay, and this is interesting. I'm going to just need another 5 minutes more. Okay, okay, so let me click on the JEE mock test. Okay, I'm going to go to mock test 4. Okay, you can select any mock test, by the way. Okay, so mock test 4. So like I mentioned, it's not 20 mock tests, it's 15 mock tests. I'm sorry about that. There's an error in this. Okay, I really need to close this out and let me come down to this anyway. Just give me 1 second. I think there's something wrong in my cookie settings. All right, so let me just click on mock test 4. Okay, for some reason I'm getting an error. I'll get that sorted out. All right. But typically, you get into any mock test, you will be able to have a look at that. Okay. Now, what's more important over here is uh, initially when you're doing your sketching. All right. Say, for example, there's this question. You see a question here, and very important for you to see what are the parameters that's important for you to do to focus on before you answer the sketch. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll understand is what you're going to be evaluated on. Then you finish that sketch and then you upload your sketch over here. Okay, once you upload your sketch, suddenly you'll see a change. Okay, now here's the sample sketch which I've uploaded. All right, now the sketch is here. Um, you will see this thing coming up where you can rate your own sketches and you will see your rating and expert rating. All right. Now, where your rating is, you can change this. Maybe you can give yourself a rating. Now, the idea of this is you need to uh, be able to think if you want to get marks, who's correcting your marks? Your faculty, some random expert is correcting your papers, right? So if you need to score well, you need to know what he's thinking of and how you can do something that they want, right? That's the objective, to score well, right? Now you need to start thinking like a faculty, all right? And the only way you can think like a faculty is when you start evaluating yourself and rating yourself and as you are a faculty. Okay. The second thing is you try and match that with what your faculty has evaluated you as. Okay. So let me show you an example. Okay. So there's this girl who uploaded her sketch. All right. And she rated herself. Now, when she rated herself, this was a sketch and she rated herself. So this is how she rated herself, whatever. This is how her faculty rated her, right? Faculty gave her like rating that is supposed to be here, including comments and all that. But when she rated herself, she gave herself 40 on 40. Okay. And the faculty gave her a 20 on 40. So really now she needs to understand where did I misjudge, right? She needs to introspect. So this is a very critical aspect where you introspect, where you look at other sketches done by other students, and really you can, for the same drawing, look at the other sketches done by other students, and then you can also rate your friends, and then that works out well. All right. I'll come down to the question. I'm seeing a few questions. I'll come down to that. But really, if you can use these features in the next 20 days, you will be able to crack NATA 2020 in 20 days. All right. So I hope that's been a useful understanding for you. Now let me come down to the questions. Is it okay to draw using a scale in the NATA exam? Hold on. Okay. Is it okay using a scale to draw in the NATA exam? The answer to this is no. What happens is uh, the NATA cell will say, so Council of Architecture says no. Okay, but either ways, whatever materials you are allowed to take, they will specify and say, take these materials. In some cases, now it depends on the center. Generally, they say no, but just carry it along with you. If they allow you to use it, use it. If they don't allow you, don't use it. But you need to be prepared to draw without a scale. All right. Um, is it necessary to draw freehand or can we use scale? So that's the same question. Okay. Sir, I have no other guidebooks for NATA. I would like to know if your study material is enough for preparation or should I go to other books as well? So, Santoshi, we reviewed a lot of the books available in the market in general. And what we have found is that most of the books have a lot of unnecessary information. Okay, your syllabus is this much, they will make you study so much more. Okay, so now what happens is, if you really have limited time to prepare, your preparation is going to be so unfocused that you will lose time. All right, so the reason why we have decades is because if this is your syllabus, you stick only to this. And what happens within this, we will tell you whatever you've mastered, don't study again. You focus only on the things which you've mastered. So that means we are not only reducing your study time, we're putting your time focused in such a good manner that your time will be wisely used. Okay, and that's the most critical aspect to you. All right. Sir, is the course provided by you free of cost? Jagdish, no. Unfortunately, no. There are certain topics in DQ Edge that are free to anybody who's open to it. And let me show that to you. Okay, if I close this, yeah. So if you go into this, in every subject, for example, mathematics, there will be one topic that's free. Okay, in similarly in everything including architecture awareness, building elements is absolutely free. Okay, and you can go through that. If you come to the sketching part, the topic on perspectives is completely free. Okay, even if you go to the practice part, okay, past year question papers, okay, this is not free, but there is an all India mock test which is free. Another thing is, what we've done is topic wise, we put some free things in topic wise. Now, these questions are all the visual spatial ability, come in all the previous year papers, consolidated topic wise. All right. So, this is very important for you to go through. All right. So, that is there. But for the regular course programs and the fee structure, you can reach out to any of our counselors at any of these locations and they will help you out with the fee structure. If you've not yet joined, if you've joined already, then this is how you need to use this program. Any other questions, please? So during this course, we have, uh, so for those who have not joined in yet, okay, we have a batch two which has started. Okay. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong file. So we have a batch two that started. These classes are from 20th April. So, and goes right down till the 16th of May. I think there's a revised schedule as well. Okay. I think there's a revised schedule. Yes, this is a slightly outdated schedule. But yeah, but these are, but it goes on till the 31st of May. So from now, 20th April till the 31st of May, we have a program for you. You can just join in and take those programs. So let's see. Any other questions you'll have? For those of you who are still here, could you please type in which city you all are from? I've not got responses from all of you. Makarpur. Okay. Right. So yeah. So Chaitanya, what you can do is, you had asked me a question earlier. Chaitanya, could you please connect with our DQ Lab center, the ones which is closest to you, and you can contact them and get whatever information you need. Okay. Archit, okay, you're from Nagpur. Please connect with Neha Joshi, and she would help you out. Okay. So I take it that you do not have any more questions, right? So can we end this here? Yeah. So let's end this. Also, every day from 6:15 to 7:15, not every day, almost every day from 6:15 to 7:15, we have a series called E-Meet Your School, where we call various specialists from different schools and you get to meet them online. This Sunday, we have a very special webinar. It's a 3-hour webinar. We are calling two sets of people. The person who designed the Java bike, the designer who designed the Java bike, he's invited to speak at DQ Labs. This is on Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Please reach out to your counselors to be part of this. And from 3 p.m. to 4:30 is his session, and 4:30 to 6 is another session by a college from UID. So please attend all these sessions. If you connect with our counselors, they will update you. Whether you're a student of DQ Labs or not, those are great sessions to be part of. All right. We have a session on eMeet Your Architecture School as well. We're trying to invite SEPT. We are having a session this Saturday with Jindal School of Art and Architecture. The dean and director and dean of the institute is a fantastic person. Dr. Joydeep Chatterjee is coming online this Saturday, 6:15 to 7:15 p.m. Do not miss that. All right. It's a wonderful presentation for you to be part of. Okay, so I think that's about it from me. So I will end this presentation here and we'll take it from there. All right. Thank you so much for attending this and all the best to all of you. Oh, there's another question from Jagdish. Will there be daily sessions? Yes, Jagdish, there are daily sessions, daily classes. Please connect. I think the closest center for you is Hyderabad. Yeah. So please connect with Mr. Rahul, who's from our Hyderabad center. He will be able to help you out. Okay. Anything else I could help you with? Yeah, that's about it. All right. All the best to you guys. Uh, Take care and stay home and stay safe. Okay. Bye.